Hey everyone, my name's Biz and welcome to your 9th flowchart tutorial. Now in the previous couple of tutorials, I had been going over loops and this is another extension of the loops. So in this example, I would be drawing the flowchart to calculate the sum of digits of a number. So sum of digits means suppose there is a number which is say 135. Then after inputting 135 and executing this flowchart, I'll get the output 1 plus 3 plus 5, which is equal to 9. Right, so whatever are the digits of the number, I'll add all the digits and display in the end. So that's what the functionality of this flowchart really is. So let's just see how it's done. So at first we start and then we set the initial values for the different variables, and then after that we ask the user to enter some number. So suppose the user enters 165, and then after that we do this in the process box: d equals n mod 10. I hope you know what is mod for. So what I do here is I divide n. N means the number that is input by the user, which is in our case 165. So d equals 165 divided by 10, and then whatever is the remainder of that division, that remainder will be stored in d, right? So if we do 165 mod 10, then what would be the remainder? The remainder would obviously be 5, right? Because 160 we can get by multiplying 10 with 16 and then 5 is left. So 5 will be stored in d, and then we do this: sum equals sum plus d. So whatever is the initial value of sum, we add d with it and then we store the result in sum itself. So the initial value of sum is 0, so 0 plus 5 is 5, and we stored the 5 in sum. And then after that we do n equals n by 10. So initially n was 165, right? And then we used n mod 10 to get the remainder, and after summing it we do n by 10. N by 10, what would be the result? 165 by 10, it would be this, right? 165 by 10 would be 16. So now this 16 will be stored in n. So previously n was 165, now n is 16. Now with this 16, I will enter this decision box and I will check whether 16 is greater than 0 or not. So if 16 is greater than 0, then I will follow the yes path and I will go here. So what I do now, d equals 16 mod 10. So what is 16 mod 10? 16 mod 10 is 6. Then I add this 6 with sum. So the current value of sum is 5. So 5 plus 6 is 11, and we stored this 11 in sum itself. Then after that we again do this: n equals n by 10. So current value of n is 16. 16 by 10 is equal to 1, and we stored this 1 in n. Then after that we again check whether n is greater than 0 or not. Now the current value of n after this step is 1, so 1 is obviously greater than 0, so we again follow the yes path and we go here and we do this: d equals 1 mod 10. So 1 mod 10 is what? 1, right? So this 1, so 1 mod 10 is 1, so this 1 would be stored in d. And then again sum equals sum plus d. Now sum is 11 right now, so 11 plus 1 is 12. So this 12 is stored in sum, and then after that we do this again: n equals n by 10. So the current value of n is 1, so 1 by 10 is what? What is the result of this division? Is 0, right? Because 0 into 10 is 0 and remainder 1. So that is the division of 1 by 10 if we follow integer rules. Then after that we check this, whether n is greater than 0 or not. Now this time n is not greater than 0 because n itself is 0. So we break out from the loop and we display sum. So what happens is, in each iteration we are extracting the remainder by modding it with 10. We are extracting each remainder of the number starting from this portion. We are extracting first 5, then we are adding this 5 with sum, and then again we are reducing the number from 165 to 16 by dividing it with 10, and then after that we again do 16 mod 10 and we extract the second digit, which is 6, and we add this 6 to sum. So now sum becomes what? 11, and then again we reduce the 16 by 16 mod 10, which is equal to 1. Now in the next iteration we again do this 1 mod 10, which is 1, then we add this 1 with sum. So 11 plus 1 is 12, which is the result, and we again do 1 by 10, which is 0. So you have to break out from the loop, and at last we display the sum and stop. So job done. So this is the simple algorithm to get the sum of digits of a number. So I hope you understood that, and that's probably it for this tutorial. Hope to see you guys in the next one.